All right, good evening. Welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. This is episode 33, or session 33, whatever you want to call it, of our Rogues to Riches campaign. So, when we left off, you guys had been planning a jailbreak for your patron, employer, landlord, whatever, benefactor, beneficiary, no, benefactor for sure. Um, the magnificent Joop van Ooms, who is currently locked up in the Rasphuis. Um, Accused and essentially convicted by the court of popular opinion of having improper or inappropriate relationships with the sons and daughters of many influential merchants in Amsterdam. Um, right. So, um, after you were done with your planning, what would you guys be doing? Unless you still have more planning to do, but I think you had finalized your plan pretty much. We were just waiting for execution. Now I assume the plan is still to go ahead in the morning, correct? Any
Yeah, as far
Right.
as I know. Yeah.
At a time when we know that the prisoners are going to be in the yard, so we know we will be able to hopefully find our wayward employer.
right, indeed. Um, and as Henry VIII has pointed out to you, is working on arranging transportation out of Amsterdam for you, but it won't be available until the next morning anyway. So, um, yeah. All right. And in order to do that, you're going to have to bring Yoop back to the home, and then Henry will have uh, your extraction plan from there, basically. So, is my sound okay, by the way? Just let me ask because I had some issues in the last episode, big time. Um, was it in this game or was it in another game? It might have been in Odds and
Yes,
Brand.
I'm fine.
Okay, cool. If it drops off, let me know. I shaved off a lot of the whiskers on the side of my face today, so I'm hoping that will help. I think a lot of it had to do with just whiskers getting in the way of the microphone. But anyway, um, so yeah. So are you guys then still at Joop Van Oom's home, or would you have returned to your own home? I'm sorry if I already asked that, but
Well, I'm going to need to head by the house at some point because that's where all my spells are,
right.
and I'm going to want to pack that stuff up. But I don't know if we were spending the night there or are we spending the night at Yoop's house.
I don't know. I guess it's up to you, all of you.
What? Why would? And is there a reason why we'd stay over at You's house?
So we're all in one place, ready to go.
You can all be in
Mm,
one place, ready to go at your own house too.
Yep.
yeah,
It doesn't matter to me either way.
yeah. Same with me. It
And
doesn't really matter.
you
Which
do.
is closest to the jail?
Uh, was that your notification?
Yeah.
I was like, somebody's got a robot talking to them. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say six and one half a dozen. The other doesn't really matter as far as distance from the jailhouse goes. They're pretty close, the same. So I suppose at least at your own home, you have the comfort of your own beds and everything. You have your own all your stuff there. Plus, you're gonna need to arrange for whatever you're taking with you to be sent to Yoop's house anyway. So you definitely, like you said, you do have to at least stop by your house.
I had a
Uh,
quick question. Could I have Henry get some stuff for me?
yes. What kind of stuff?
Uh,
I suppose it
just
depends on
some.
what you want.
Well, I wanted a grappling hook, a rope, chalk, spyglass, two fire bombs, and a pistol.
Holy shit. Okay, type that into the chat, the group chat, please. Um,
Done.
on Zoom or on Facebook, whichever you prefer. Okay, cool. And so you wanted to pick up all that stuff. You wanted to pick it up today. You want that stuff available for you in the morning
Yeah,
for the jailbreak, basically, or
pretty much.
even tonight if you come back by to pick it up.
Yeah, as soon as possible.
Okay. Yes, he can arrange that.
I
I
want to
need.
ask.
He
I want
want,
to ask him if he has a library at the estate.
well, we have books. Yes, of course. Why?
May I see it?
Well, what are you looking for? I can fetch it for you, I suppose. Master Van Ooms is not here. I don't know if he would want you pouring through his book collection without himself present.
Looking for some strange and unusual books, if you've seen any.
I suppose Master Van Ooms is, well, quite strange and unusual himself, I suppose, in his tastes. Are you looking for spell books?
In character or out?
Yeah, in character or out of character.
Yeah, I'm looking for spell book.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have any of those.
All right. All right. Well, I'll speak to Master Ooms himself then,
Very well.
Sorry.
and then I'll head over to the house.
I don't think you Van Ooms has a spell book personally. I'd have to pull up my PDF and look again, but I
No, he
don't believe he
doesn't.
does. No.
No. You could always give him one.
I could, couldn't I? But I'm not going to. Why? Just so I could give it to you?
Yeah, of course.
You're funny.
I am your favorite.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Magnus U Venoms. I better open that up so I have it ready to go. Just in case. Okay. Anything
Okay, I'm going
else?
to be AWOL for just a minute. I'll be back in just a second, a few
Sure.
minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Before I forget, I guess I would cast my blessing on Cole.
Oh well, you had to do that after he left. We'll wait for him to come
Sure.
back.
Well,
Wait for him to come back to roll it. Just remember that you want to do it.
good.
Yeah.
Before I leave, I'll ask Henry for pistols, since I lost my pistols at the inn.
How many pistols?
Dose.
2 pistols. Yes, I'll see what I can get for you. Do you have money?
No.
Right, of course. Gratis again. Yes, yes, yes. I suppose Master Van Ooms can always take it out of your pay for next month.
Well, he did. He did give me 6 gold coins last session. You probably remember that.
Oh, Henry did give you 6 gold coins, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, whatever. He's gonna get it for you.
All right. Cool.
Okay. So type that in the chat too. Any shopping list you have for him, put it in the chat now because he's going to be going to get that, taking care of that shortly, while you guys go back to your house to organize your things and whatever. All right. Okay. So I'm guessing that's it. So then you guys can return to your home for the evening and the late afternoon at least into the evening to take care of your affairs at the house, and then you can let me know if you decide you don't want to spend the night. If you want to go back to Joop Venom's house tonight, you can tell me so later. Um, Otherwise, I will assume that you're all staying in the comfort of your own home, your own beds, since at Joop Venom's you'd be forced to sleep on like couches or cushions on the floor or something like that. So one Necronomicon, yeah. Okay, cool. 1 grappling hook, 1 rope, 3 silver pieces, and grappling hook is another 5. No, sorry, 10 silver piece. No, 5 silver pieces for city. Yep. So 8. Chalk is pretty negligible. I think. Yeah, copper piece. Spyglass is expensive as fuck.
Yep.
That's 250 silver pieces. Are up to 258. 2 firebombs and a pistol.
I added a mirror, and I was gonna ask you, can I get oil? Like
Huh?
oil?
Oil? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll add that too.
Okay, write it on there too. A mirror? Okay, a mirror is expensive too. Assume you're looking for a glass mirror, so it'd be 10 silver.
Yeah.
So now
It's
we're up to
to look around corners.
268. Oil, a flask of oil, I think, is a silver piece. Where is oil? Oil, oil, oil. It's not under O. It's under F for flask. Yeah, flask of oil, 5 copper. Okay, cool. Say gives you 2, so that's another silver piece. So we're up to 269 plus the pistol and the fire bombs. So pistols. Okay. So normally a pistol's 25. However, you're going to be paying 1.5 times the value, so you're going to be paying 38. We'll say 269 plus 38, 277 plus 30, 307 plus 2 fire bombs is another 10, so 317. Okay, cool. So 320 silver pieces for Klaus. 2 pistols. It's going to end up being 38 plus 37, 75 silver pieces for Hobbs. Okay, got it. Done. Now, while they're all back at their house, um, organizing things, that would be the perfect time for an unexpected guest to arrive at Joop Van Oom's home. Shakir, go ahead and describe, well, Josh, go ahead and describe Shakir for us and describe your approach to the home of the magnificent Joop Van Ooms.
So Shakir is dark skinned. His he's got his head is covered in uh oh, what are they called? Like
A turban?
yeah, turban.
Okay.
I'm having a moment
Yeah,
there.
I guess so. It's all good. Yeah.
And yeah, he's got black hair, which you could see in his very well kept beard, and he's got a certain walk about him. He walks very slimy. He's just got this untrustworthy approach about things, and he has noticeably 2 Arabic swords dangling from both sides, and he just approaches Van Oom's house kind of in a hurry and will knock on the door.
Okay. You knock on the door, and a minute passes, and no one answers.
God damn it. He tries again. He tries again.
Okay, another 30 seconds pass.
I need information. I need to find out where he is.
And then you hear somebody fiddling with the locks. And a rather exasperated Henry VIII answers the door. Yeah, yes?
Hello. I am Shakir Al-Azhar, and I am looking for Mr. Joop Van Ooms.
Mr. Van Ooms is indisposed at the moment. He is not present. Can I take a message for him?
Yes, you can. I am looking for a man called Antonio Medina. He has committed crimes, and he must be brought to justice.
Antonio Medina. Antonio Medina. Wait. The yes, I think I might know the man you're speaking of. Although I have not seen him in some time. He left town months ago. Never returned.
Yes, recently we managed to intercept a letter he tried to get back to his family, saying he was on his way
Oh, what has he done?
back to, well, he was on his way to England, actually, but I don't know about that. Well, he was, we were in Egypt together, me and a few of my other friends, and he stole something from us. Stole something very valuable from us. We thought he was a very well trusted friend. He helped us in a sticky situation, and we helped him. and he stole it. He also killed two of my men, and
Oh, this is very, very troubling.
we
He
must
sounds
find
like
him.
quite the scoundrel.
Uh,
Well, where will you be staying? Where can I contact you if I get any information or if I find someone who does?
well, honestly, I don't know. Have you got a recommendation of anywhere in this area? I'm new to this place, as you could probably tell.
Oh, right. Well, yes, I suppose. Hold on a moment. He closes the door in your face for a second. You hear the locks slide, and he
I have
comes.
to ask, what was he speaking in?
Oh,
What was
Dutch.
the? Okay, no, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, good. Yeah, I saw your comment there. I don't think Egypt existed in the 17th century either, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
y-
That area.
you may have named a city or something,
Yeah.
some site, but yeah. Um, Let me see what I'm looking for. Oh, I know what I'm looking for. Right. This is what I need. So you would hear the door, the lock again, and the door opens up, and Henry VIII comes back, and he's got a book in his hand that he's reading from. He says, "Yes, here you go. Actually, if you go down the street there, over one block, turn right at that intersection, and go another half of a block. There is a small little place known as the Half Full Flagon. Very
Ah,
affordable."
thank you. Here's a here's a silver for your troubles. And he flips him a silver piece.
Oh, well, thank you. He smiles, trying not to look offended, and he closes the door.
And then I'll just walk the directions that he told me.
Sure. So if you go there, that block and a half that he explained to you, you'll find a small half-timbered building with several shuttered windows, like just wooden shutters. Um, it is a pretty poor inn. Um, there is a shed behind the inn, which has room for a few horses, but currently there's none in there. Um, and yeah, there is a kind of a rough-looking woman behind the bar, a bit portly. Her arms are almost as big around as your head. She's quite stout. Yeah, and she will greet you as you come in. Say, "Welcome to the Half Full Flagon. Hungry?"
Uh, no, I am not hungry, thank you. I would like a room if that's okay.
A room. Yes, yes, I have one available.
Oh yeah, he is probably a little bit difficult to understand because his Dutch isn't the best.
hmm
So,
Yep, I have one available.
ah, how much will that be?
It's just in the back. It'll cost you. Well, it depends how long you want to stay for.
Uh, I'll say 3 nights for now. I
Three.
may extend my stay.
I tell you what, I'll give you a deal. Since you're gonna stay for three, I'll give you 2 silver pieces.
Okay,
I'll even throw in a bowl of pottage and a mug of ale. You
okay.
want that for breakfast, or you want that now? Sweet cakes.
Charming. I'll have it in the morning.
Very well. My name's Gunna. I'm usually here, or if I'm not here, you'll see my worthless husband Hans.
Ah, nice to meet you. I am Shakir.
Hans does the night shift.
Ah, good to know.
There ain't no key. Doors don't lock.
Okay. I give her the money, but I give her a bit extra. We'll say like 5 silver extra.
5 silver, or
Yeah.
it only costs 2 silver.
Yep. Five
Okay.
silver.
Oh, she's like Mr. Moneybags. She's quite impressed. Well, if you need anything else, just let me know. If pottage doesn't sound good to you, I can organize some boiled mutton. Might even be able to
No,
work up a little pine nut bread for you.
no. Whatever's on the menu, I am fine with. thank you anyway.
All right. So if you go back to the room,
Yep.
you'll find, yeah, it's just a small room with straw mat. Very similar to the straw mats you saw beside the hearth in the common room.
Yeah.
So yeah, no proper bed, no proper drawers or anything of that sort. But
I've slept in worse.
hmm the straw isn't too filthy. It smells of sweat, but nothing worse.
Okay. He'll kind of just put his swords somewhere, uh, take off his backpack, put it to one side, and he will do a few prayers, and then probably just go to sleep. Probably.
Okay, cool. So I'll zip back to the other guys. Antonio, Hobbs, Klaus, and Cole. Um, you guys are back at your home, making arrangements, do whatever you got to do there, and you can, like I said, you can sleep where you wish. It's up to you. I won't tell you one way or the other. But Klaus did say he wanted to cast his last bless spell on you, Cole. I assume so he can open up the spell slot for. Well, he could open it up anyway, but just so as not to waste the spell, basically. So.
Yeah. Okay, so I rolled a 4, so that would be 9 points. It would just like tap Cole on the shoulders, and he would be like, "Don't stress too much, my friend. We got this tomorrow. You
And
know, I'll watch your back."
as he does so,
Thank you.
there is a holy glow that extends from his hand and fills, covers your entire body from head to toe, and you feel blessed. You feel good. You feel like some god or another has your back, Cole. And so you've got 9 points for that you can use to um, adjust rolls until you use them all up.
Oh, cool. Thank you,
You can
Klaus.
use that on any kind of skill check, attack roll. You cannot use it on damage, though. You use it on saving throws, yeah. So anything but damage, pretty much.
I I had to leave before I got to ask you. Could I had Henry VIII pick me up a couple of full bore pistols where I can not have to have the modifier on these pistols?
A couple of oh, so not rifled, you mean?
Right. Yeah.
Just standard. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. It'll be
Thank you.
75 silver pieces that he'll charge you later.
Okay. No problem.
If I can find the chat, I'll put that in there. 75 silver pieces to Cole as well. Okay, cool. Got it. Okay. So, back at the house, what are you doing besides Klaus casting his blessing upon Cole? Um,
I
anything's.
think after casting the bless,
Mhm.
he would probably find like an area to like rest, but instead of resting, he's gonna pray for a little while.
Sure, makes sense. It's
Kind of like
very cleric thing to
trying to
do.
get good, trying to get some good luck in here. Like pray for our safety.
Good, good, good. Okay, so Klaus is praying. I suppose he could have his old room back, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
He's got one.
yeah.
Yeah.
He would go to his room and check his things, make sure everything's arranged, and then pray.
Because they left town right after you were arrested, so this is, you know, not much has changed, if anything at all.
Probably a lot of dust around the place, though.
Yeah, sure. And what about you, Antonio?
I'm gonna make sure I didn't really have much in my room, but pack up a few things are in there, open up the floorboards and get my book out,
Hmm.
and just actually no, I won't open that up yet because I won't need that until the morning. But just rest and relax and prepare and get ready for the morning.
Okay. And you said in the chat there, Josh, that it was still technically called Egypt. It was just part of the Ottoman Empire. Yeah, that's fair enough. We can still call it refer to Egypt. There's no nation of Egypt yet, but
No nation. It's under Ottoman rule at the start of.
it would still be referred to as Egypt. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. In that case, then, yeah. While you guys are chilling out at the house, um, there will be a knock at the door in the kind of later afternoon. Let's say, I would say right around 4:30 p.m. It's not quite dinner time, but a
I'm gonna
hurried knock at the door.
go next to the door with my back to the wall, with my two rifled pistols in the hand, just
Okay.
in case somebody else can answer the door, and then it's a problem.
Cold guns out, back to the wall. Nods for somebody to open the door. Who opens the door?
No, I'm passed out in my room.
At 4:30 in the afternoon? Okay.
Oh yeah, I gotta get my beauty sleep.
Okay. So I guess it's going to be Klaus or Antonio.
I'll open the door.
All right. Klaus, you open the door, and Henry VIII pushes his way in. And
Oh,
just as for you
by
to
all
close the
means,
door behind
come
him.
in.
Just as for you to close the door behind him. Where is everyone? Oh, Master Cole. I didn't see you there.
Just making sure.
Where's Antonio? And who was that strange gentleman who's traveling with you? Hobbs? Well, we don't need him. But Antonio, where is he?
He's in his room. You want me to get him? I'll away him.
Yes, please do.
Okay. I'll go and I'll scratch on the door instead of knock in case
And he's kind of
busy doing-
pacing back and forth in the kind of main sitting room, whatever you call it, the common room of your home.
Sure, I'll go and join them in the living room.
Mhm. Antonio, Cole, Klaus, yes, good. I have some perhaps disturbing news. There's a gentleman who just came by the tower looking for your friend Medina, who joined you just before you left town. He's a very foreign gentleman. I believe he was an Arab. Um, in fact, he said he was from Egypt. So he, yes, he said that Medina had stolen some things from him and killed some of his friends or acquaintances. I don't know if he's some kind of bounty hunter, I guess, something like that.
I turn and look at Colin and say, "Didn't Hobbs mention traveling through Africa with Medina?"
Yes, he did. I just thought it was one of Hobbes' fantasies.
Perhaps it actually happened.
Perhaps. I mean, Medina was a pretty good guy to begin with, and then he just kind of ostracized us because he didn't agree with certain things.
Well, under normal circumstances, I would just distract him for a few days until you were well gone, and then not worry about it anymore. But he said something that I found rather disturbing. He said that he had gained some intelligence that Medina was headed to England. That troubles me, seeing as that's where Master Van Ooms will be traveling with you.
You never mentioned it to us that I remember. He kept
No,
saying he was a godly man. Sometimes people that say it too much really aren't godly men. So,
but I'm sure he at one point at least overheard our talks of plans to go to England at some point.
true.
In
No,
my experience, Cole, the worst crimes are often committed by the holiest of men.
true.
Yeah, Klaus is gonna give him like a really mean look, like, huh.
No offense. You know, the old saying about power corrupts. Well, who has more power than the church, right? Look, this
Yeah,
whole
true.
horrible war that's been going on for almost 20 years now is all over, gods and churches. It's not even over different gods. It's the same God, just worshiping him the wrong way. Anyway, I think this guy could be a problem. So I've directed him to the half full flagon. I told him to get a room there and to wait further notice. What do you think we should do with him?
Hmm.
Hmm.
We should take him out, maybe, but
That
that
seems
might.
rather drastic. I mean, do we have any lasting loyalty to Medina? He did travel us with for a while, but he was quick to accuse
No.
us when we had done nothing wrong.
And abandon you, as you pointed out.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's true. But I don't want anybody coming in and ruining our plan, even
Exactly. That's why I thought you would
even
want to know right away.
innocently.
Last I saw of him, he had gone, or last we heard of him, he had gone into the camp of the Imperials. I haven't seen hide or hair of him yet since. Of course, we did leave him horseless in the middle of Germany, or the Holy Roman Empire.
Well, this man somehow knew that Medina had an association with Master Van Ooms, so I'm guessing he probably knows about you as well.
So what time is it right now?
It's
In game time?
approaching 5 p.m.
He still has a lot of time. He can cause a lot of trouble in.
Indeed.
Maybe we
Particularly
could.
if he brings the guards down on the tower again. And Henry VIII kind of shivers at that.
Maybe he could be persuaded to help us out, and in exchange, you guys can tell him the last location where this Medea guy was.
Perhaps maybe two of us should go over and talk to him. Since we know where he lives, he doesn't necessarily want to know where we live.
Will I leave it with you then? There's no one back at the house in case Gilles de Rice should send any message. I should return.
Yeah, you need to take care of your business, and we can do what we can with this.
Very
I
well.
hope
Oh,
it won't
and
affect us.
all of your items have been ordered and will be at the house in the next hour or less. I better go.
Very well.
Okay.
He rushes out the door.
So, who wants to go? I'll go for protection wise for us.
That's up to Antonio. Do you still need to rest, or
Well, it is still early in the day. I don't need that much rest. I suppose I can head over. Where did he say he was at? The half full flagon or something?
The half full flagon.
Let's go and speak with our foreign guest.
It's lost. Could you do us a favor and make sure Hobbs doesn't? Is Hobbs here at the house, or is he somewhere else?
He is in his room. As far as you know,
Hobbs?
if you go and put your ear to the door, you will hear him snoring away.
I'm
Okay.
gonna lock my door before I leave. And yeah,
Yeah. Make sure Hobbs stays around here because he can be a troublemaker sometimes. So
I get you. I'll watch over the place.
thank you.
Good
Okay.
luck to you too.
Yeah. Everything should be fine. Let's go.
off we go.
Okay. So when you get there, you will find the same really kind of shady, dodgy, dirty place, half timbered building, wooden shutters, shed behind the inn, which stinks of horses. Going inside, you'll find a pretty small common room with a hearth and some straw mats near it. There's only like two people in here drinking, and a rather robust woman behind the bar who's giving you a dirty look, kind of almost, well, a suspicious look, I should say, as she spit shines a wooden flagon. Says,
Antonio, this is something you're good at. Go ahead, you're the charmer.
what'll
Well,
it
I don't know
be,
about that.
boys? I got pottage and ale. Maybe some cider if your coin is good.
Hmm. Oh, what are you interested in, Cole?
Mm, just something to drink. It's fine.
Let's get some cider.
Cider. All right. Well, that'll be 5 copper each. She waits for you to put the coin down.
I'll give her 3 silver pieces and say, and we are looking for a gentleman we believe has arrived today. If we could speak with him.
A gentleman. I don't know. What does he look like?
Well, he is quite foreign.
Yeah, lots of foreigners here. This is Amsterdam. It's kind of an international city, you know.
Indeed, indeed. He is, how was he described?
She puts up
He had
2 mugs of cider.
a cloth wrapped on his head.
He's a swarthy gentleman.
Hmm. Don't know. See lots of guys like that. You just never know. Sorry, I wish I could help you.
Well, even after I gave her 2 silver pieces extra.
She puts all your silver in her pocket, in her pouch.
I see.
He
We
paid
know his
her. He
name.
paid her a lot more. So.
Look around the common room. I don't see him down there, right?
I don't think so. Are you still in your room, Shakir? I'm assuming he's still in his room.
Yep, still in my room.
Okay.
I look around and I say, boy, it's an awful nice place you have around here. Shame if something happened to it. I'm kidding. Hmm.
She says, you know, she pulls out another one of those silver pieces, just kind of looks at it, bites it a little bit, looks at it. I don't know if anybody bites silver. Actually, probably don't, but whatever.
No, you
So
bite gold.
yeah, okay, never mind. She doesn't do that. Well, she does because she's a dirty bitch. She bites it, licks it, puts it back in her pouch. Says, "Well, if I do see him or hear anything about him, I'll be sure to let you know. As long as you're here,
Oh,
anyway."
well, I would greatly appreciate that. And I'll put 3 more silver pieces down in that table and go and have a seat and start sipping my ale
She takes the 3
or my
silver and
cider.
she licks every single silver piece and puts it in her pouch.
No, we'll just sit there for a while.
I'll take some silver out of my pocket and just stack it there on the table. I don't know how many I have, maybe 5 sitting there on the table stacked up. Kind of fiddling around with it.
She comes over and says, "Oh, did you need something else?" I see you pulled out some more money. Are you hungry? You want that pottage after all?
No, we're here to find our friend. We know he has a room here. We'd just like to have you either bring him down or tell us which room, or we could go talk to him.
You know he has a room here.
Tell him Antonio is here.
Yeah, we spoke to him earlier, but
Hmm. Yes, well, sure. Uh, I'll go check the rooms and see if there's anybody that matches that description. Perhaps my husband rented it to somebody when I wasn't here. And she wanders off down the back hall. You see one of the guys who's sitting there drinking at the bar kind of stand up and walk behind the bar and pour himself another cider. No, ale. He's drinking ale. Pours himself another ale. He just stands behind the bar drinking it and eyeballing you. He's also a pretty rough looking guy. Looks probably like a dock worker, you would say, judging by his clothing and his general appearance. Looks strong, like the kind of guy who lifts heavy boxes on and off ships all day. Um, and she goes off back down the back hall, and yeah, sure enough, there will be a knock at your door, Shakir.
I open the door.
There's a couple of gentlemen here looking for you. They're in the common room. One of them said his name was Antonio.
Antonio here. Did he give you a last name?
No, he gave me 5 silver pieces.
Did he look like a
Said he
Spaniard?
knows you have a room here.
Did he look like a Spaniard?
Maybe, yeah. He's got that Latin look for sure.
Right. I will pay you 20 silver if you can find out more from them for me.
She looks at you, blinks a couple of times, holds out her hand.
There you go.
You give her 20 silver?
Yep, I give it 20 silver.
She actually audibly whistles. She tucks that into her pouch and closes the door.
And I sit back down.
And she walks back out to the common room, sees the guy behind the bar. What's his name? Let's give him a name. His name is... yes, Lawrence, you mind the bar for me for a bit? I need to have a word with some guests. I need to talk to these gentlemen. He says, yep, sure thing. Cost you a couple ales, so yes, of course, help yourself. And she walks over, and she goes and actually sits down beside one of you. I don't know, whoever has a seat beside you, or between the two of you, whatever there is. You're sitting at a table, right? So yeah, it's probably a square table, 4 seats. So she sits, assuming you guys are sitting across from each other, she'll sit at one of the spots beside you.
Yeah, we sit across. We don't sit hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. So, if I find this guy, what are you going to do to him?
We have business to discuss. I plan no violence in your inn.
We were
Unless
violent. We came in violent. We didn't come in violent. We came in and gave you a tip and asked for some information and sat here and drinking your drinks. We're not in for violence.
no.
What kind of business do you do? She says, I know a lot of businessmen.
We're in private industry.
Oh, I
We
know
solve
lots of those too.
We solve problems.
Right.
And that is part of the reason we're here, to find out if there is a problem. And like, as I said, we plan no violence, but if violence is visited upon us, we will defend ourselves. I don't see it coming to that, though. We are not the man who is being searched for. We may have such information that
Your accent is very strong. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Italy.
I see. And you said your name was Antonio.
Indeed.
What was your name, sir? I didn't catch it. My name's Gunna.
My name's Cole. I'm from England, just across the channel.
Cole. Right. Okay.
Give him this name. I'm sure it will spark an interest for him. Say we come to discuss the one called Medina.
Oh, well, if I see him, I'll let him know for sure.
Please do.
If you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I need to go check on some of my stock. She
Of
gets up.
course, of course.
She gets up and she heads to the back. And again.
Yep, I opened up.
Okay, the one who calls himself Antonio, he's from Italy. The other one is Cole from England. And they said they're problem solvers and that they wanted to discuss with you someone called Medina.
Oh yeah, when she mentioned someone from England, he spits on the ground.
Okay.
And he goes, okay, send the man from Italy. Send him my way. Don't make sure that Englishman does not come here.
Well, how do you want me to stop him? You want me to use violence if necessary? You see her, she kind of flexes a little bit.
You do whatever you need to do.
She's probably a 16 strength. She's a big burly girl.
You do what you need to do.
All right. She holds out a hand.
I give her 5 silver.
5 silver for cracking skulls?
Damn. You already gave her. She's got 30 silver off this dude.
She licks all 5 of them, sticks in her pouch, and just kind of scowls as she walks away. She licks all of her money. It's marking it. She figures if anybody steals her money, they're gonna catch whatever pox she might have. And she goes out. And yeah, she comes back over to your table and says, "All right, he wants to talk to you, but not you." And she points at Cole.
Oh, very good. I'll be back in a moment. I levered myself up and where shall I visit?
Oh, well, the rooms don't have numbers on them, but it's the one with 3 scratches on the door door.
Very good. And I'll
It's
clump off down the
room
hallway.
3.
Yep, I'll clump off down the hallway and get to the door and knock on the door.
Okay. A few things happen when I open the door, gesture for you to come in. I then pick up my sword and stab it into the floor,
Hmm.
and then sit down.
All right, and I'll draw my sword and stab it into the floor.
Yeah.
Drag out a seat and sit down. I'm sure there's like a stool or something in there to sit on.
Yeah, like a footstool. Sure.
Yeah. I'll lower myself into that and sit down.
I
Greetings.
greetings. I don't get the. You throw a bit of silver in their face and they do anything for you.
Don't I know it? Hmm. The motivations of many folks lie solely with money.
Hmm.
Loyalty is easily bought.
Scoundrels everywhere.
Hmm.
Yes, loyalty
Rogues.
is easily bought. But who are you? What is your business?
So, this afternoon I was visited by an acquaintance who said a man of Arab descent came looking for a one-time traveling companion of mine by the name of Antonio Medina.
Hmm.
We thought not much of this until we found that apparently this Medina had plans to travel to, as I heard, England, which we found rather odd since the last I saw of him, he was in the middle of the Holy Roman Empire.
Yes, me and my companions, we tracked him far and wide. We found a lot of disturbing things along the way.
Hmm,
A burnt
interesting.
down, a burnt down inn,
Hmm,
various other things.
fascinating.
But
So, my
any
acquaintance. Sorry,
go ahead, my
I
friend.
was just gonna say my acquaintance was slightly disturbed since there are other pressing matters happening at this time as well, and we are not long for Amsterdam.
Hmm. Well,
Oh, I forgive me. I did not introduce myself. My name is Antonio Valente.
ah, another Antonio. Well, as I gathered, she told me. But I am Shakir Al-Azhar.
Well met. So, what did Medina do to so earn your ire?
Well, he was a friend. He helped me when when I visited him in Spain.
Hmm.
Well, was in Spain at the time. And well, we went exploring as a group. We did some holy things, some unholy things.
Hmm.
Much to his what he didn't like some of the unholy things we did, but you
Hmm.
know.
I understand.
And we found ourselves in the Ottoman Empire, well, back in my homeland, really. And he stole something from us. I thought we were close. He
Hmm.
stole something from us and killed two of my men.
Mm.
A man of God, he spits on the ground. He is not.
Mm. Yes, he was quite vocal about his being a man of God when he traveled with us. My companion, who is still out in the common room, and I, well, he was quick to accuse us of some very vile things, despite all evidence to the contrary.
Yes, Medina is not exactly the most trustworthy person, but neither am I. It's why we got along so
Hmm.
well. However, I need to find him and I need to kill him.
Oh,
And
well,
if I don't wanna, if I somehow meet my demise, someone else will one of my other friends will find him and
I
kill him.
see. I see. You say you had word he was traveling to England. We will be traveling to England soon.
Yes.
We do have some business tomorrow,
Hmm.
and I believe we'll be on ship very shortly after.
Well, okay. You seem like a reasonable man. You have, you have a presence about you.
Well, thank you.
I am sorry I told you I got the woman to tell your friend, but I don't trust the English, you see.
Oh, well, I would trust this Englishman with my very life, and have on many an occasion.
Well,
Yes.
I have a proposition for you.
All right.
I will help you with whatever you need here, and I will accompany you to at least as far as going over to England. And if we do not find Medina, I will pay you to kill him.
Oh,
When
well, if it is a bounty you are putting on his head, and well, as I told your landlady, we are problem solvers.
yes, and he is a problem.
You see, are you a
We've
man
all,
of God?
I am I am not a man of what he worships. I have my own,
I see.
but uh, I I'm not a massive. I will do my prayers. I will keep the peace, but honestly, violence is the best answer in some cases,
I have unfortunately found that to be the case as well.
especially in these dire times.
Mm.
Hmm. Well,
And I can see you are a man of discretion as well. Very well.
yes.
We do have an item we are procuring. It is a rather complicated task, and I find myself in need of someone to watch my back during this.
Well, I've done a lot of tasks in my time. As you can, I have my two swords. I have many other things at my
Mm.
disposal. And as long as you help me find Medina, I will help you in whatever way I can.
Hmm.
I'm a resourceful man.
Well then, I'll stand up and retrieve my sword and sheath it and hold out my hand.
I get my sword and then get my other sword and put them, and then I don't grab your hand. I
The
grab
wrist.
your arm. Yeah.
Good. We will be gathering at Mr. Van Oom's house in the morning.
Okay. I will meet you there.
Very good. And I will see myself out.
All right.
Hmm. Very good.
Yeah, that woman did make a lot of money off of you guys
Right?
for
Holy
sure.
Yep.
crap.
But that
35 gold for
doesn't
one.
stop her from looking rather morose as you walk back through the bar. You know, she's just not a happy person.
Nope.
She's a little bit disappointed too. She didn't get to crush any skulls, but
Oh well.
oh well.
There's always rush. Or there's always
She'll have
the
to
evening rush.
she'll have to holster those guns until the next time. Okay. Let's take a quick bio break,
Cool.
and then we'll resume, and we'll see what happened while you guys were gone back at the house. Do-do-do-do.
You need to put on some Jeopardy music.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Definitely
I
need
was thinking
some kind
it
of
would be cool to have some kind of musical interlude during these break sequences,
yeah.
Yeah, you
but
know how they
because
do
of
the
copyright stuff, I'd have to either find something that was public domain or get somebody to write something specifically for it.
Hey, and I had a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I made my character, he had like spears and like two other melee weapons, and I had deleted them because I was trying to get like a normal size weapon. Were
Okay.
short swords like a thing at this time or no?
I'd imagine so. Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't be. They'd be like
Okay,
a small weapon, 1d6 damage, I think.
okay, so it's cool if I write that down then.
Sure. I mean, the
Okay.
Romans used the gladius, which was basically a short sword. So
Alright. No, I just wanted to make sure because I was looking at my thing and I remember I got rid of them and I was gonna add some type of melee weapon, but I never did. So
yeah,
yeah, Cole has short sword.
you can totally replace those spears with short swords. I don't have a problem with that.
I thought if you weren't using music for finance, like you're not getting paid, it's out there. You should use music, but I'm not sure on that. I'm just asking.
Well, yes, but I do monetize my videos, so
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that's where the problem would be. So whoever owned the
Yeah.
copyright on any songs that I would play during the broadcast would have a right to claim any of
Right.
the money made through monetization on that video, or to just shut the video down, or to even puts a strike on your channel. If you get 3 of those, you get shut down. So there's a
Cool.
lot of stuff you got to be careful with, when you're doing YouTube. So, and it gets more complicated all the time.
Yeah, I bet. Unfortunately, prohibits more people to participate.
Like I would love to at some stage just like set up my own web page and just put all my stuff on there and just get rid of the whole need for YouTube altogether. But I don't know how much money is involved in that, and I don't know much about um, managing and maintaining web pages. So
Yeah, managing web pages is it's not difficult, but it's hard to get it set up and running smoothly. Maintaining it's fine.
To find the audience too, to make sure they go to your webpage. It's easy with YouTube, it's right there and they're used to going there to watch things.
yeah, like I mean, I would be able to probably get anybody who currently watches my videos to go over there without much issue, but
Right.
it would be harder to, I guess, to get new new exposure, etc. So I don't know. We'll see. I might consider it at some stage.
Yeah, you could put maybe certain ones on YouTube and lead people over to your web page from that, into
I'm
more
back.
campaigns on your web page and then have some of the one shots on YouTube, to draw people over to your web page.
YouTube is still good for hosting, and you can always link those. They have those videos play on a different page as well. Rather than use up your storage for hosting all kinds of videos, you can still host them on YouTube.
Right.
I know other places that do that.
fuck's sake. Ouch. Cut myself. All right, I'll be back, man. Gentlemen.
Yeah, I hope Shakir's not too eccentric.
Another disruptor. We have Hobbs. Now we have Shakira.
He may come across as that he wants violence, but as you could tell, he'd happily spend money to get his way.
Is he a fighter or a specialist?
Specialist.
Excellent.
However, one thing that he didn't tell you out of character is some of his men have already decapitated Medina's wife and child.
Oh my goodness.
And put their heads on sticks.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cole's gonna
Don't
have
give
a
up too
problem.
much.
Cole's gonna have a problem about Medina is because Medina really never did anything against us. He just had his own principles. And then he went over to take those kids to try to get the kids and find a home for them. So
Well, we don't know that he did that. We just know that he left and went to the camp.
but he said something he was going I thought he said he was going to try to get the kids, but
I
maybe
don't know if he told us that. I don't remember if he told. I'd have to look back at the video again. I don't remember if he told us that or not.
I think he told someone. But
Yeah.
the thing about Medina is I played him that he was saying other things to you guys, but that's not really him. Like, there's more
Okay.
to.
Well, don't give up too much.
Yeah.
Don't worry. That's why. That's why I took the opportunity to be Shakir, because I could get a bit more about him.
Cool. You can tell Papa Hobbs everything.
Oh, Hobbs would be heartbroken.
But a lot of it was on the fly, and making this character allowed me to add a bit more to Medina.
So Hobbs, do you like the swarthy looking guys? You know, you got an Egyptian there. You know, nice tan features.
Hobbs about to have a shit fit.
He's not actually Egyptian. They just were in Egypt at the time.
What is it?
He is from like that, he's from like the Middle East area. I didn't really give him a specific.
Yeah, so he'd be considered an Arab by anybody in Europe.
Definitely an Arab. But luckily, he speaks a bit of Dutch and a bit of Spanish. He mainly speaks Arabic, obviously. But...
Well, Hobbs may know Arabic because he spent all that time in Africa and. Having Medina ride him on his Medina carry him on his shoulders.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I wanted to know, Josh, did you plan that when you were giving him making up this backstory about him in Egypt? Did you think about the fact that Hobbs has always been talking about traveling in Africa with Medina?
Oh no, I knew.
Okay.
I
wasn't sure if you forgot. Then you were like, "Oh shit, that's right."
Yeah, but obviously he didn't travel with.
No, but I'm just saying it's kind of.
And
funny.
obviously Shakir's gonna call him out if he brings up.
Medina tried to call Hobbs out too. We know how that went.
So that might be interesting because Shakir's not like Medina.
All right, fuck! I gotta see if I can find a Band-Aid somewhere. God damn it!
Well, we'll come across what happens if it happens.
Anyway, Hobbs is mighty thirsty. He's coming out of his room as we speak.
So it looks like Antonio and Cole are like the mother and father of this household. Sometimes you have to control the children not to attack each other and not to try to date each other.
Hey, Hobbs never hurt anybody.
Oh. Sure.
Tell that to those guards back at
he
the
carries a
Soldiers
straw.
Rest.
I don't recall that. Hobbs never hurt a fly.
Hobbs is great. I love Hobbs.
Everyone loves hops.
Except Medina. Medina doesn't like hops.
So Hobbs is going to meet Shakir, and then in the background is going to be the Africa song again in his mind. It's going to play. It'll be the second Medina to him.
Oh.
Replacement.
Until Medina appears again.
Well, wasn't Hobbs kind of interested in Klaus also? Or was he just using him for the gypsies?
I don't think Hobbs ever actually talked to or even acknowledged
Yeah,
it.
he didn't really talk to me much. He was worried about Esmeralda, remember?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't think
okay.
Hobbs even like acknowledged the clause existed. trying to be a Medina replacement. Hobbs can't have that.
Hobbs loves Medina too much.
Well, since he carried him across all of Africa, apparently, he must better love
Yeah,
him.
we fought off lions together.
He had the rains in Africa, and all this.
We danced in the moonlight.
Yeah.
I always kind of figured that was why Medina doesn't like Hobbs, because they always say the greater the love, the greater the hate it turns into.
Maybe Medina does really like Hobbs deep down. Who knows?
Now he loves Hobbs. He just doesn't want to admit it. All right, well, that break was disastrous, but I'm coming back now. Nearly sliced my fucking finger off. And I spent the rest of the break time trying to fix that.
That's
All right.
fun.
It's a tribute to the blood god.
It's just maybe Destiny telling me not to eat a late night snack. All right, let's go back to the screen. Here we go. Okay. And we're back. So, let's see. Back at the house while all this is going on at the half full flagon. So Klaus, you're chilling out in the common room while you're waiting for them to come back, or what?
Yeah, he would probably be drinking in the kitchen table some of that gypsy brandy that he has.
Okay. Yeah. So Hobbs, you get up, come out of your room. Yeah, I guess you're going to the kitchen. Yeah.
Is there a well like outside for water?
Probably not. I don't think every single house is going to have a well outside of it
No.
in a big city.
All right. Well, I'll walk out, and then do I see the stranger in the living room?
Yeah, you'll see Klaus.
He's a stranger to me.
Is he? You haven't met
kinda-
him yet?
I never really talked to him.
Well, you met him. You guys were at Joop van Oom's house together. So yeah. Okay.
All right.
He's a stranger to you, yes, but it's not like you don't recognize him or something.
All right, I'll look at him and I'll kind of give him a nod, and then I'll walk out the front door. Oh, just going to get some water.
Huh. Okay. Do you want to know what happened to the rest or not?
What?
Do you want to know what happened to the rest of the other two?
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, sure. What happened to them? Where'd they go? What mischief are they going on?
Well, he would hand you like a glass of brandy. He would be like, "Well,
Okay, here comes the story. Oh, you know what? I really have to use the bathroom. Uh, I'll be back. I'll be back real quick. I promise.
all right,
I'll walk out the door.
just keep drinking." So.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out the door. And I'm gonna circle around the house and see if there's any windows.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember. I'm sure there would be windows. Yeah, there's got to be windows, I'm sure.
All right. Is there a window to Antonio's room?
I'm sure there is, yeah.
All right.
What are
Like,
you gonna do? I imagine it's also secured. Antonio wouldn't just leave it open or easy for someone to just sneak into his room.
well, he said he was gonna lock his room, but he didn't say anything about the window. I think a die roll should decide if it's open or not.
Okay, what's your lowest stat?
It is. Let me see. It is 7.
It is locked.
Dexterity.
It is nailed shut.
All right. All right. Then I'll go back into the house,
Okay.
and then I will sit down and hear this stranger story
Okay.
for like however long his story is,
Sure.
and then I will get up, yawn, stretch my arms, and then I will say goodnight to the man, and then I'll go back to my room. But instead of going to my room, I'll head towards Antonio's room.
Mm-hmm.
And,
It's all in the same hall. There's only one hall.
all right. And I'll kind of look over my shoulder, see if the guy is watching me.
I don't know, Klaus.
I was watching you, right?
Did you follow him? Did you come out of the kitchen?
Well, he probably wouldn't leave the kitchen, but he
Then
will
he's not
walk
watching him.
through and there's no way to look at the.
No.
I gotcha. Oh, good
Kitchen's
stuff.
a separate room. It's not on that hall either. It's off the main common room, as I recall.
All right, I'll go to Antonio's room.
Uh-huh.
And I'll try and open the door.
It's locked.
I'll kind of kick it a little bit.
Okay.
Like how sturdy does it feel?
It's pretty sturdy, but why you want to try to break it down?
No, I just want to see if it's like cheaply made or
No, it's
well made.
it's average wood.
All right. And I'll walk
Iron
over
locks, of
back.
course.
All right, so I'll walk over back to my room and I'll laugh and I'll say, "Wrong room," and I'll go
Okay.
back to my room and I'll close the door and then I'm gonna go. Is my room next to his room?
God, I wish I could remember how the rooms were laid out. I'll just let the dice decide. Again, no.
No. Okay.
Opposite side of the hall.
All right. Good to know. Then that's it. I'll go back to bed.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. All right. You guys can return from the half full flagon. Anything else anybody wants to do on this night, or anybody? Anything else we need to resolve before we get to the next morning and the actual proper heist, as we'll call it?
Nope, I just want to get to bed early so I can get up and study my spells and.
Were we supposed to
Sure.
go out and meet what's his name over there to pick up supplies?
Henry
Or is
VIII.
that in the morning?
You
Yes.
can if you want, or you can pick them up in the morning. Like I said, you can if you want. You can stay at Joop's place. It's just you have beds here, so
Right.
at
Yeah.
Joop's place you'd be sleeping on sofas and cushions and stuff like that.
Hmm. No, just wait all the morning, I guess.
Okay. We will pan. Night passes until the early morning hours. I imagine you're getting up early, even maybe a little bit before sunrise.
Yep.
You need to study. What's your highest level spell that you're preparing? And were your
Let's see
spell
here.
slots open? Did you
I
cast your
had
spells?
to clear one spell, but that's easy because it's not flashy.
What spell
so
was it?
it's Force of Forbidment.
Okay. So you need to cast that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh crap! I just realized something.
What's up?
Is that right? Oh shit! I don't have enough second level spells.
Oh.
I was gonna cast invisibility on 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. I seem to recall
Only,
you mentioning that part of the plan. Yes.
yeah, fuck.
That would be all of your second level spell slots.
Right, but I need knock as well.
And that's also second level?
Yep. Damn. Only one person's gonna be able to go in.
Hold on. Let me look real quick in this book. Can you not prepare a second level spell in a third level spell slot?
Can
I
you?
don't know if you can or not. I know you could in certain versions of Dungeons and Dragons. It may not be that way. I just want to look and see.
I think it's the
Oh,
you
that's
can
fucking wrong.
prepare
Why am I looking at clerics? I need magic users.
a high level spell or a spell in a higher spell slot as long as it's lower than the spell slot.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm just looking to see real quick here. Preparing spells. Spells remain in memory until cast. Blah 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 blah. Cannot be dismissed. Reversible spells. Magic user can only safely prepare spells once every 24 hours. Can only prepare spells which are written in their spell books. Give the maximum number of spells that can be memorized at each level, and you can never have more than this prepared at one time. It doesn't say, so I would say you could. You could prepare like knock in a
Okay.
third level spell slot. It's still a second level spell, but you're
Okay, good.
sacrificing a third level spell for that.
Got it. All right.
It makes sense to me.
Excellent.
Mathematically, you're actually sacrificing. It's not like an
Right.
advantage per se.
Good. That saves it then. So then all I need to do, I cast protection of normal missiles on myself to clear that slot.
Okay.
And force of forbidment to stop that wall from, moving towards me.
Well, okay,
All
whatever you
right.
say, Antonio.
Right?
Protection from normal
It's
missiles.
gone.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
it
only
lasts
have.
6 rounds, so yeah, it won't.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I was
Then-
just checking to see if it lasted 6 hours or something. That'd be kind of cool, but it doesn't.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So then the highest level spell in casting, preparing, is a second level spell.
True.
So 2 hours.
2 hours.
Excuse me.
No, it's okay. Get it all out. Yeah, so go ahead and type your prepared spells in the group chat. Hobbs can do the same. Klaus can do the same. And yeah, 3 spellcasters, right? Antonio, Klaus, and Hobbs. Yes. Just type what spells you have prepared. And how many times each one is prepared, etc. And then we'll get on with the jailbreak. I assume you're going to stop by Joop Van Oom's house, of course. Henry VIII will be awake. He looks like he's barely slept. He looks, obviously, he's very, very nervous. He has all of the items which you had requested of him, to which he gives you a note, a promissory note, or whatever you want to call that, like basically a debtor note, to say, Klaus, you owe him 320 silver pieces. Hobbs, you owe him 75 silver pieces, and Cole also owes him 75 silver pieces for items obtained.
He's just gonna deduct it from our bank accounts, right?
Yeah, I guess so. So go ahead and just subtract it from your bank. So 320 silver pieces you spent, Klaus. 75 for Hobbs and Cole each. Okay.
You can deduct it from my future pay.
Oh yeah, you don't have a bank account. Yeah. Well, just go ahead and mark it off your character anyway, because I won't remember by the time the next pay comes.
Fine.
And he won't be deducting it from your future pay probably because he will not be going with you to England. So, oops. Oh, did you make a mistake? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I
You
used
pushed
the wrong
enter too soon.
command.
Yeah. Gotcha. Cool. Okay. Now, Shakir, you also arrive at the tower, I presume, before dawn. Wasn't that what you said?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Henry VIII will raise an eyebrow at that, but he'll assume you have everything under control.
Don't worry, my friend. I made a little deal with other Antonio.
Well, it's no business of mine. I assume you know about what you're doing this morning, then.
Whatever it is, it will be a piece of piss.
All right. Then what do you guys do? You know that Joop van Ooms is being held in the Rasphuis, which is there, presented
Hmm.
on my screen. Um,
Okay, so
you know that they're put out in the yard to work in the morning, probably say like 9 a.m., 8 a.m., even 8 a.m. We'll say, yeah.
Gentlemen, I'm assuming and gentlemen,
Hello there.
okay.
what is the plan? What are we doing?
All right. So the plan is Klaus and Cole will be going in to find our missing man. I will see that the door is opened. Klaus and Cole will have to open the door and head inside. While you go inside, make sure, absolutely sure, that you offer no violence to anyone or anything. Otherwise, you will be spotted. They will guide our contact to the wall. Hobbs will bring him to the wall, and I will lift them both or see that they can both get to the ground safely. We then hop in a wagon with our good man, and everyone gets the hell out and meets back here. Mr. Shakir, you will be accompanying me to see that, as I, of course, am not the greatest at martial endeavors. I would like you to watch my back and protect me in case violence is needed.
Don't worry, I've got your back, little Italian man.
Wonderful.
Hobbs is gonna look at this new stranger and frown. Who is this man, Antonio?
This is Mr. Shakir Al Azhar. He is also acquainted with
He's
our Mr. Medina.
Medina. You know my good friend Medina, sir.
He does
Yeah.
indeed.
Wait, what? You're a friend of Medina?
Oh
The-
yes, we traveled the plains of Africa together.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How come I have never seen you before?
Well, sir, you look quite familiar yourself.
I would definitely. I'm assuming. I can smell it. But correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem like one of those English men.
What of it?
Spits on the ground.
Huh,
That's how
rude.
I. That's how I know you went with us.
With us? Who is us, sir?
Me and Medina and my other companions.
I'm gonna
You
get. I'm
you
gonna
don't
get in
have what it takes. You don't look like you could handle a sword.
the.
You no way you'd be in my
Don't you
group.
know? Me and Medina slayed African lions together.
No, you did not. His entire time there he was with me except from when he killed my men and robbed me and then fled straight away.
Henry
Oh
VIII
no.
is moving away.
well,
But
well,
I
sir, we
but
don't have time to discuss this.
during
Indeed,
this
we do not.
during that conversation, he wouldn't pull them out, but he did have his hands on both his swords when talking to Hobbs.
We will continue this later, but for
Indeed.
now, I would like to get paid. So let us do this job.
Indeed. We do
Let us
have some
go.
important work to take care of today.
Okay,
Okay.
so I want
Mr.
to make. I need to make sure I understand exactly what's happening with their plan. You're gonna knock the doors. Then you're
Yes.
gonna take the wagon around to the side.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we're gonna walk through and open the doors because we're invisible, and head
Right.
towards Von Deep. Is that
Vanum.
his
Phantoms.
name? Yeah, our boss. Make it get him to the proper wall.
Hmm.
Then Hobbs
Hobbs.
comes down, picks him up, brings him up in the wagon. You guys
Hmm.
go, and how are we getting out? Just walking out?
I would say you just walk out. You will be
Okay.
inside. It'll be a lot easier with all the chaos that is happening. Just again, offer no violence.
Right.
Get out, and remember, you only have an hour's time to do this. So no lighting tents on fire,
No.
and it won't get
No.
coal.
No, we're going to get out of here as quick as possible.
Hmm,
I'm
indeed.
assuming we have some horses tied up down the street from where
I
the jail
imagine
is.
you can just walk out. I don't know that we have extra horses anymore.
Okay. We'll walk out and walk
And
to
imagine,
where
Well,
we
isn't
meet.
Henry keeping the wagon outside, or is
No,
he?
he gotta take off with it immediately, otherwise they're gonna get
Okay.
exactly.
yeah. So
Well, I have a little idea for when we're gonna escape. The reason I bought the flask of oil is so that way when we're leaving, I can throw it in the ground and then burn, the floor, so that way they can't chase us.
But remember,
it's gonna be outside though, so they'd probably be just rock. Um yeah, we don't want to do violence because then we'll become visible, like Antonio said.
Well, it's just in case. I mean, I'm not gonna do it if we're invisible.
Yeah, any kind of action you make. Like the last time I was invisible, I lit a tent on fire, and that was considered violence. So
mm,
I became visible. So we don't want to do anything except just passive stuff. The thing is where we meet. Where's everybody going to meet? Let's make sure everybody knows where
we're
everybody's
coming
going to
back
meet.
to the tower.
We're
And
going
then
to the
from
tower.
we're coming
Is
back
that
here to Mr. Van Oom's tower. And then from there, escape is being arranged by our good man, Henry VIII.
Yes, yes, I will have that all taken care of. Don't worry. You just need to get back
that's the
here.
point. That's the point that's going to be tricky because I mean, if we are, how long do you expect us to be here, Henry VIII?
From, if you come back with Master Van Ooms, not long.
It better be pretty
I will
short
have all of your things loaded up and ready to go. You've
because
left
as
them all
soon
here,
as they,
yes?
yeah,
There
as
won't be
soon as
time to
they,
retrieve anything else.
right, as soon as they hear or discover that he's gone, they're going to make a beeline towards here. So we
Well,
want to be as far away as we can.
I trust Mr. Henry here to have thought of all of that.
Don't worry, I have a very special escape route for you to use.
Wonderful.
By the time they get access to the interior of the tower, you will be gone.
Very well then. Gentlemen, it has been a pleasure working with all of you. It will be continual pleasure to continue to work with all of you. Let us see about retrieving our wayward employer.
It's a good plan. By the way, before we head in and he casts invisibility on us, I would cast bless on Antonio.
Oh, you already have.
Okay, then I would look at let's see. I guess I would look at Hobbs and I would be like, good luck, be careful, watch your back, and tap him in the back and cast bless on him.
Okay, so he casts a spell on you, Hobbs, and you are blessed. It's
How many points?
spells are not discreet,
11.
so
I need to
everybody sees it and knows. You guys have seen him
want
do it
some.
before, so most of you.
I need to make some clarification on when he got my money out of the bank. I'm assuming the bankers had my will of who inherits the money if something happens. Is that true? Did he fetch that at the
Yeah,
same
I
time?
suppose that would be so that'd be
Okay.
included.
Okay. Just to make sure, because
Any
I don't know
legal
that Cole's
any legal documents or anything of that sort. Yeah.
because
Oh
if
yeah,
Cole gets killed this game, I want to make sure that The next character gets what he's got. So okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Klaus doing whatever he just did doesn't bother Shakir. Just saying. He kind of just doesn't seem phased by magic.
And I noticed that I'm like, okay, because I was, yeah. As soon as, oh wow, 11 points, nice,
11 points for Hobbs, yeah, for the bless.
very cool.
Write that down, Hobbs, because that doesn't go away until you use it.
Yep, doesn't work for any kind of magic or stuff like that either, though. So
Right, it doesn't work for magic, doesn't work for damage, but it works for saving
right,
throws.
damage.
You
Right.
can use it for saving throws and stuff. So
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I want to hang on to that. If I have that written down, I think I have 10 points.
I think you do as well. Okay. All right. So describe to me how you're traveling there. What you're doing? Like, where are you positioned? You don't have to go over. Yeah, we catch a cab and
We could
whatever.
We
all
have the
jump on the
wagon.
wagon. Yeah, we could all jump on there and they could drop us off a block or so down the road and
Right.
just
So
make
I
our way out.
think, yeah. So what we'll do is, okay. So I will go and, yeah. So we get to where we're going to position the wagon. I figure we just position the wagon. Have Shakir guard the wagon. Well, we step into like an alley area, and then I cast.
Did you hire this wagon, or is this?
No, this is the wagon that we still
This is
had.
your own wagon. Okay, cool. Yeah, gotcha.
Right.
I thought.
Right.
Okay, that's right. Yep.
And yeah, so actually first I figure knock should be first because knock just is going to open it. But as we pass by, I guess Cole will be driving the wagon. We'll pass by and I will cast knock on the door as we go past. Just within range.
But okay,
Now,
let me
now
before you
doing
before you
that
did
unlocks the door or opens the door.
It just
Check.
unlocks the door.
Okay.
be
And you're gonna
visible to them
cast
at a
this
time,
from the gate.
right?
Right, because you said it's like a big iron gate, so it'll
Okay.
just open. It'll be open, and then
Unlocked. Now,
right.
keep in mind that
Yeah.
magic, the spell will be noticeable.
That is true. Okay, so no, we need to get them into position first.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so we park the wagon, and I'll cast invisibility on Klaus and Cole,
Okay.
and
You guys
see
are
what
invisible.
Shakir's reaction is to that.
He doesn't really seem to react.
Does not
no.
react. Good. All right. So then I will take one of the blankets and like wrap it around myself and kind of like hobble into a range of where the gate is and wait for them to get into position.
They're invisible.
In fact, I will hand. I'll give Cole like a small scrap of like red cloth, so when he's in position, he can just drop it on the ground behind the guards.
Right, and that's your signal.
Right.
To do knock. Okay.
And now can we can't see each other either though, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so let's take a piece of cloth between us and hold it between our left hands or our hands, so that way we can know that we're following each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that way we don't get off on one goes one way and one goes the other. And nobody can see that cloth because we're touching it, right?
That's right.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Okay, so that'll work.
Well,
So let's do like about a 4 foot or 3 foot, length of anything, rope, whatever it is we got, we can
Just
hold
a
on
piece
to
of
it.
rope. We got plenty of rope.
Yep.
Yeah, and so if worse gets worse, we can always drop it, and
Yeah.
go on about our business.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So, right. So once you guys get into position up by the gate, it's a gatehouse. It's got a gatehouse door. I mean, there's a big is there portcullis? Yeah,
No,
there'd be
you
like,
said it was
it would still have like a gatehouse door as well,
right.
because they're not gonna like the portcullis in fact would probably be like permanently in place, and the door is built into that, something like that. You know what I mean?
Right. So they could lower it if they needed to, but that takes time and
Yeah. Well, it's or raise it if they need to, but why, only if they're doing like big deliveries or something. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they just
But
use
I
the
think we
door.
asked about that last time. You said they did not have a portcullis. They
Did
had
I?
like
Okay,
an iron gate,
just a gate. Okay,
Yeah.
just like
okay,
like
that's
an
fair.
ironclad wooden gate,
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
something that open up.
which is why we went with the knock plan because it doesn't work on portcullis.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and we wanted it to where everybody, the prisoners, would make a run for the
Okay.
big gate open.
Right. Suddenly the big
They
gate
felt the
opens.
confusion. Yeah.
Exactly.
You wanted it. Want them to run towards it?
Yes,
So
we
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
we
We
wanted
want to
open.
cause a riot.
Yep. Confusion.
Okay.
Big prison riot. Hell yeah.
All right. So once everybody's in position, where's Hobbs?
So imagine Hobbs would be waiting by the wall for the confusion to start so he can float up.
That's the plan,
Hopefully.
Hobbs. Once the confusion starts, you're going to levitate up.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. So once you're in place,
Luckily, he knows what Mr. Ooms looks like because of the paintings.
right.
All right. So I see that cloth drop and a cast knock.
Okay. It makes a big display, obviously, of you casting the spell, because you have to chant and wave your hands around, and
Mm-hmm.
boom, the gate unlocks with a loud noise. Guards are freaking out because a spell has just gone off. I'm not even sure if they realize that the gate has been locked. No, the guards are currently rushing out to try and they're running towards you, Hobbs, towards you, Antonio.
Okay. I
Um,
will
how many
start to lose
guards?
myself because I had that
Whew,
blanket flipped up and over me.
8 guards
Okay.
rushing out from the gatehouse.
I immediately get myself into the crowd and lose the blanket.
You stop! And so you run into the crowd to try to get lost. And Shakira, I presume you follow him.
But he's
Yes,
guarding the way. Yeah. All right.
I'll have followed you. I wouldn't have listened to you. I would have followed you.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So you try to slip into the crowd to lose these guards.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, Klaus and Cole, what do you do?
So the gate's open, correct?
The gate is unlocked. You heard the loud
Yeah.
clang, and you saw
But it's,
8 guards
it's
rush out of the
Cool.
gatehouse, charging towards Antonio, who rushes off into a crowd. And the
okay,
guards
so
go
it's
right
not
off
open
after
all
him.
the way. We have to
It's
go
not
up and
open at all. You have to open it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I imagine we would push it open and
Yes.
Yeah,
We
it's
have to pull
a
it
big
open.
noise as it opens. It's screeching
It,
and
yeah, it come outwards instead of inwards, so we have to pull it open and
and
sort
all
of
of the
push it. Yeah.
guards that were right there by the gate have run after Antonio because there was 8 of them, and I rolled, and all 8 of them ran after him. So there
Cool.
are no
So we're
guards immediately by the door to do anything about it.
okay. So we're opening the gate.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, can we say something as invisible and not become visible? We
Yeah,
can
as long as you
talk.
don't. Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
is there any prisoners nearby?
there's loads. There are, I don't know how
Yeah.
many. There's probably
I'm
Yeah,
gonna drop
dozens. So
run,
there are dozens
run.
of them in the yard at least.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna drop my pistol
run.
on the floor as we're
Freedom.
leaving.
You drop your pistol on the ground?
Yeah, as we're moving
Oh, when you're
forward.
leaving. When
No,
you're
I
leaving or
mean
when you're going in?
well, as we're going in and we see all these prisoners, I'm
You
just
just
gonna
drop a
drop the
pistol on the ground?
pistol.
Okay. Is it loaded?
Yes.
Okay. You drop a loaded pistol on the ground. Cool.
So we try to make our way into the prison itself with this cloth between us, not too far, where
Huh?
somebody will run between our arms.
Do you
Hopefully not.
say anything?
No, I mean we yelled and that was it. But we're trying to make
To
our
get
way
attention.
in.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
to get
Yeah.
in
So
there
so
and find them.
prisoners see the gate opening and they start moving towards it. Some guards that are in the yard, there's probably like a half a dozen of them, are trying to intervene, but they're outnumbered and kind of, they try to intervene with violence, but they're quickly jumped on by prisoners and overwhelmed. And one prisoner does run over and grab Antonio's pistol, um, and he runs for the gate with it. Not Antonio's pistol, sorry, Klaus's pistol. Sorry, grabs Klaus's pistol and runs through the gate, carrying the pistol with him. As
So
more
We're
prisoners start
looking
making their way towards it.
for we're looking for
Right.
our boss.
Oh, Look at that. I rolled a 2. Yes, you see him right away. He looks quite confused, but also amused at the same time. He is not rushing to escape, though. He just seems kind of
Okay.
entertained by the whole thing.
So
Watching.
if we
Yeah, go
if
ahead.
we both grab him, will he turn invisible also?
No,
He won't.
No,
Okay.
because
I
he would
wouldn't.
not be one of
We
your
can lead him
possessions.
though. We can each grab him on the arm and just talk to him and walk him.
Right. Again, remember, no
Yeah.
violence.
Now,
No
Hobbs,
violence.
did you cast your levitate?
Yeah, do I hear the commotion?
Yeah, yep, you did.
All right,
And
I'll
you cast
cast
levitate, and
levitate.
a few people freak out and scream, but there are no guards around to see it. Just a few common, uh, commoners or whatever who basically just scream, "A witch!" and run away.
Yeah, I climb up the wall, all creepy, like
Witches are breaking the
Dracula,
jailhouse. Witches are breaking the Rasphuis.
and I'll levitate up to the roof, and then I'll look over the side to see where the prisoners are kept.
Okay. Yep. You can see down
Do,
into the yard, and from your
do we
vantage
see
point,
him?
I don't think you're looking at him, right? You're looking for
Yeah, we already
you.
saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look up, you will probably see him. I don't know. Are you trying to stealth up there, Hobbs? Are you trying to hide?
Yeah, I'll be a little stealthy, but
Give me
not
a
like
D6 roll. Roll your stealth.
go out of my way to be stealthy. 3 fail.
Yeah, you guys see him. His big old hat sticking up over
Yeah.
over the chimney
So,
he's standing beside, or something, whatever it is. I don't
so we get close enough to talk to.
know. You can, yeah, yeah. He's just
Okay.
watching with amusement as
This
the.
is this is Cole, one of the members of your party that works for you, and Klaus. If you turn around and you look over to your, I give him the directions.
Mhm.
There's a man up on.
Over your left shoulder.
There's a man up there. He's gonna come down, float down, pick you up, and there's a wagon waiting for you.
We're breaking the jail. This is your doing.
Yes,
Yes, sure.
let's make
We must
haste.
haste.
Incredible.
Make haste. Make haste, sir.
And he looks over. You see, like, the 6 guards um, are still being beaten by prisoners. You don't think they will probably survive. And most of the prisoners are fleeing, but there's like a couple of prisoners on each guard just beating the shit out of them to make sure that they don't stop them or
Let's
whatever.
get this done before more guards come. Hurry, sir, hurry.
Yes, yes, it's very exciting, and he starts rushing towards the wall where Hobbs is up on the roof.
Okay, we'll
Now,
wait till he gets picked
while
up.
you guys do that, Antonio, you're ducking into the crowd and trying to lose these guards.
And I will shout out, "The prisoners are escaping!"
Okay, good point.
I'll just be following Antonio.
Yeah, I'm trying to work my way around back to the wagon as
There was
quickly as
8
possible.
guards, right?
I have my hands on my sword just in case.
And I don't move all that fast, remember.
Okay. So you call it the prisoners escaping. Some of them drop back to try to seal or re-seize the gate, but a couple of them still pursue. Now
Okay.
you're trying to lose them in the crowd. Give me a stealth roll.
Oh, it's not going to work.
Yeah, but you can roll. You might roll a 1. You never know.
What's my stealth?
I rolled a 1! Holy shit!
My stealth is 3, so let's see what. I rolled a 3.
All right. The 2 guards
Wow.
pursue you, but you lose them. You found a really good crowd.
That's amazing.
And you duck
Holy
down
cow.
into an alleyway, and you duck through like a linen merchant's booth, and you hide behind a sheet there, and the guards go past.
All right, quick
And
to
you
the wagon.
you don't see the other 6. You only see 2 go
Yes.
by.
Let's get to it.
All right, hurry to the wall where I would wait for to see Hobbs and Joop on the wall so I can bring them down.
Okay, so Hobbs.
Yeah, do I see Van Ooms coming my
Yes,
way?
you see him come over to the wall.
All right, I'll begin casting my levitate spell. It looks like a performance art
Did
dance.
you already cast levitate to get up there? Oh,
Yeah, that was on me.
How
I
long does it
cast
last?
on him though. I don't have my book on me. No check for me.
I don't think you can cast another spell while levitate is on. If you do cast another spell, it ends your levitate. I
Yeah,
know
but
this.
Antonio's gonna.
I
Isn't
know this.
Antonio gonna feather fall us?
Yes.
Ah, okay, okay. I was just gonna say I know this from
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
experience
right.
because I lost a magic user that way once.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so
So
you
I'm
cast
gonna.
levitate on you, and it has a
Yeah.
range of 20 feet. Oh, you're more than 20 feet off the ground. Mm.
Hmm,
Yeah, Hobbs, you're gonna have to go
interesting.
down to him, or he's gonna have to come part way up to you.
All right, I'll float down there then.
Okay, you float down there.
Yeah,
Okay, you float down right next to him.
and then I will levitate him up to the building, up to
Oh,
the roof.
try to carry him.
Yeah.
Can you do so?
No, I mean I want to cast levitate on him so
Right,
he
but
can
then
just
that means
float.
it's no longer cast on you.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I'll sacrifice myself.
Um,
Yeah, I'll concentrate and then I'll float him up to the top of the roof.
creature or object. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay, cool. So you cast it on him, right?
Yeah,
And then what?
and then float him up to the roof.
Okay, so he starts floating up. This is amazing, he says. He's really excited.
And then
Well done. Well done, Mr. Hobbs.
now the levitate ended on me then, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, while that's going on, what were Cole and Klaus doing? Did you stand by, or did you try to make straight for the gate?
No, no. I would imagine we'll stand by, especially seeing
Yeah.
Hobbs, like come down.
Up to the up till the guy gets up on the roof.
Okay,
At that
cool.
point, I think we need to make our way out before the gate gets
So once
shut
he
on
gets
us.
up to the roof, now by this point in time, the guards in the yard are all dead. The rest of the prisoners are running for the gate. 6 guards have arrived back at the gate and are trying to hold it, and they find themselves fighting a dozen prisoners. The prisoners are unarmed, but the guards are armed.
As we gotta leave, I'm gonna drop one of my fire bombs on the floor so the prisoners can have fun.
Okay, so you drop a firebomb, right? A prisoner picks that up and throws it at one of the guards, and oh, he actually hits him, setting him on fire. Um, and you're now
Can I?
visible. Oh no, you're not visible because the prisoner threw it, not you. Never mind. Hobbs, what are you doing? You are
Are the
quite
guard
visible and no longer levitating.
are the guards blocking the exit?
The melee is more or less. You could try to move through it. You could try to push your way through it.
I know, but are they like actually blocking the exit, or are they just in fighting?
No, they're fighting in the gateway with these prisoners.
How many guards are there?
5 now. And let me just check something here. Wow. Oh, that's what. 5 guards and 10 prisoners. There's 1 guard who's lying on the ground screaming as he burns.
All right, I will cast from the back of the prisoners. I will cast magic missile on the guards, and I'll split them up.
Ooh.
Each missile for each guard.
Okay, a missile for each guard. So that does what damage?
D4.
No bonus, just a D4 for each. Okay.
Yeah, D4.
And there's 5 guards. So let's see. 1, 2. So you make a big flashy show. What do your magic missiles look like?
They look like a key with 8 moth wings along the side.
Right. I
Like,
think you did that before, didn't you? No, you didn't.
yeah, that's how I killed that other guard.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. Okay, and you only have 5 of them. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Each guard gets hit and wounded, but none of them die.
All right, I'll cast it again.
Hold on a second. I gotta see if they flee though, because they've been
Okay.
attacked by a witch, a magic user, a sorcerer. Let's see. So for morale, you need to roll over the morale for them to stay on their ground, right?
Yeah.
Right. There's 5 of them. Wow, 3 of them stand their ground. 2 of them flee. The prisoners jump the 3 that remain and are currently kind of dragging them down to the ground. You
All
can
right,
make
now
your
I'll try
escape
and
easily. Yeah.
I'll escape.
And then, like Klaus and Cole could have just slipped out, being invisible. They could have slipped in between and gotten out because nobody would attack them because they can't see them. Okay, and you make it out too. Hobbs, as you hear those last few guards who were standing their ground being beaten to death by prisoners.
I'm gonna be laughing maniacally the entire time.
Okay. Now, given all the timing of all that, where do you go? Cole, Hobbs, and Klaus. Because by the time this is
Okay.
all done, Antonio's still trying to hide with
Oh,
Shakir.
he hasn't got him down yet.
Hmm?
When we left.
Yeah, didn't he get Van Ooms
Antonio and
down?
Shakir ran into a crowd and had to lose some guards and hide until they passed before they come back. So they'll be coming back shortly.
All right. Then I'll just go towards the wagon then.
Okay.
I do have a question. If I took my grappling hook and threw it by Ben Ooms, would I still be invisible or no?
Yeah, I think you would. Let me double check. No, that was levitation, not invisibility. Invisibility, I think as long as you don't make an aggressive action. So I think you can do it. But I just want to double check. It's specifically an aggressive action, right? That ends it.
Yeah,
Not
anything that could be construed as an attack.
any violent action. So no, you could definitely do it.
I'll do
try it?
that because the faster we can get this guy out of here, the
Okay, give me a ranged attack roll.
all right. 16 plus 3, 19.
Yeah, okay, no problem. You whip it up there, you catch it right on that like chimney stack, and so Van Hooms can try to climb
Come
down it.
down, come.
Wow. And I rolled a 1 on his climb roll, and he had a bonus because of the rope. And he starts
Wow.
slithering down the rope
All
quickly,
right.
with very little rope burn at all. And he comes down and says, "Oh, Mr. Hobbs, this is so exciting. Where to now?" He doesn't see Klaus or Cole.
What's he doing? Say what? This is not right. He needs to go down into the wagon, not here.
He's
Why
by the
would he?
wagon, though.
Yeah,
That's where
right
we
No,
by
set
the
him up.
wagon. Right by
huh?
the wagon. It's right by the
Yeah,
wagon.
we're
But
getting him in the wagon.
well, how did we get up there?
You didn't go up there.
I threw
Klaus threw a
We
grappling
walked
hook.
around. We walked around to the wagon.
yeah,
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Cool.
I will take Oops if he's at the wagon.
Mhm.
Is he? Are the horses at the wagon?
There's 4 horses attached to the wagon, yes.
All right. Do I see Antonio anywhere?
Not yet, no.
All right. I'll wait like a minute or two, and then
Okay,
if
but
I
you
don't see
will
him, I'll
eventually
take off.
see Antonio and Shakir, I assume. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
would
I don't
if
want to
I'm
make
still
decisions for Antonio or Shakir, but I assume you guys go to the wagon after those guards
Oh, yeah.
pass
Get
by.
into the wagon
Oh,
as
yeah.
fast as
Okay.
possible because I
Yeah.
wanted to feather fall them both off, but
As soon as he's in the wagon, I tell them to go and take him to where he belongs, and I'll stay here invisible, waiting for Tony and them to come back, and we'll make our way. Nobody knows who we look like or anything, so let's get him home. If we keep him here,
yeah.
he's that's the mission: is get him safe, not to wait
yeah.
for us. So
All right.
go
Don't
with
have to
it. Go
tell
to
me
his home.
twice. I'll take off
Okay,
with
go.
Ooms in
Okay.
the wagon.
Okay. All right. Do you want to wait here, Floss? Or are you going with him, or are you going to wait here invisible with
I'll
me?
wait because if anything happens, I can help you guys.
Okay, good. And so you're
Okay.
invisible. Me and you are still invisible. We'll wait around here. As soon as we see the other two, we can,
So
whisper to
Antonio and
them.
Shakir, you come running back, and the wagon is gone. And you
Oh,
can
shit.
hear a couple of
Hey,
screams coming from the gate
come,
area of
go,
the prison, but there's no
go to,
yeah.
go to his house. He's on his way. We'll meet you there. We're still
Oh,
invisible.
Cole?
Yes, go,
Oh,
go,
all right.
go.
Let's go.
Split up. Whatever you got to do. Make your way there.
You guys head back as
Yeah,
well,
we'll
quickly.
follow you.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Head
we'll
out.
split it. Yeah.
Head to the
go.
house as fast as possible.
All right.
No,
Given
not going
the
on main streets.
We'll stay in the rear of them in
there we go.
case there
Get
is
that in a minute.
guards that come up and they won't see us and we can attack them, get an advantage on attack them.
Sure.
Invisible. Okay, so that's
If
how we'll do
necessary.
it.
Given the overall level of chaos that you have created with this massive prison break. Freaking tons of dead guards. There's at least a dozen dead guards. Yeah, like several dozen prisoners have escaped. You guys will make it back to Van Oom's tower without any issue, really.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
How, as we go, I'm going to ask, how did you get him down?
you probably would have
Good
seen
old
the
fashioned
grappling hook
rope.
there. I
Well,
imagine grappling
Boss
hook
is
was still
very
there.
rope.
efficient. Yeah.
Rope. Why didn't I think of that? Well then.
we thought of everything but the basic method.
Exactly,
Indeed,
right?
right?
I
Yeah.
never considered just having you
Just
fly up
having
there with a
Hobbs
rope.
bring a rope.
Bring two ropes, one.
Nobody
Yeah.
thought of it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so you get back to Joop Van Oom's tower.
Hmm.
Joop Van
Of
Ooms is
course,
already there with Henry VIII and Hobbs. Presumably, unless Hobbs murdered him on the way there or anything. Hobbs, did you?
I'm so tempted, but no.
Okay.
Good.
I will make
So
sure that Ooms knows this is my grand master plan.
Yep.
when
So
when
when
shall
you
we leave? We need to leave it soon. They know they're going to come here once they discover he's gone.
when you get back to the house first, Hobbs with Joop Van Ooms, Henry VIII would have let you in. He would have answered the door holding a pistol, which has a golden barrel, which he's then elated to see you. He gives the pistol to Van Ooms. Says, "Master, I I was waiting for you. You may need this." And he gives him his pistol with the golden barrel, and he says, "Where are the others? Did they not make it?"
They'll be on their way shortly.
Very well. Okay, so then he is expecting them when they do arrive, and he unlocks the door quickly to let them in, and closes the door and locks it again. And says,
I'm
"Now,
staying invisible until it wears off. I'm not going to do anything
okay,
to inhibit.
okay, you might accidentally almost close the door on you, but ow."
Yeah.
Yes. So good. Everyone made it, and you, Venom, was like, that was a splendid jailbreak, gentlemen.
Mm,
Um, However, it seems to me that once things quiet down, the 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 officials will be looking for me. My place does kind of stand out.
I believe your man Henry has a plan for that.
Yes, Master, I've already arranged a ship for you to meet. Um, Gilles de Rice is on it, waiting for you out to sea just outside the harbor. Um, you'll have to take the submarine. Everything is loaded up. It's ready to go.
I look at Cole confused. Submarine.
Oh, is
Submarine.
that?
You don't
And
see troll, but you're looking. Yeah, you'll say submarine. Yeah,
What the hell is a submarine?
I suppose we shall find out.
sandwich. I think I've heard something about being a sandwich.
have you
It's a
heard of
Sandwich
that?
is going
sandwich.
to get us there. I don't know.
All right. At which point, then it will lead you down into um, the cellar, the basement, as it were, of Joop Van Oom's house. Yes, he does have a submarine. I didn't just make that up.
That's awesome.
He's
Now that
like
we're
league
there,
of extraordinary gentlemen.
now that we're there,
He is
I'd walk
magnificent.
over and I'll flick Antonio's ear with with my finger.
Ah,
That's violent enough that I'll turn,
Yeah.
visible.
Yep.
Sorry, I needed to get invisible, friend.
I imagine you could have thought of a better method, but and I rub my ear.
Now,
Is
so the
Klaus here?
upper cellar first. Basically, you see there. That's the room on the right side. Nothing is currently kept in this oddly shaped area other than several kegs of beer and a wine rack. Um, the door to the outside is firmly bolted and locked. However, um, Henry goes and when it says outside, I presume it means to the lower cellar. So Henry will go and unbolt that and unlock it with a key. And is who here? What did you say? Merrick?
Oh, I just was flavor talking. Is Klaus
Okay.
here?
Oh,
He would like punch you in the shoulder lightly just so like you could feel it and turn back visible.
all right.
Ah, remind me not
Antonio
to
the
turn you
punching
guys invisible anymore.
punching
Good
bag.
lord.
That door then will lead you to the lower cellar, um, which is basically kind of an exterior place connected to the canal. As you can see, there's like a door that I can't think what that would be called that opens, and you would see the submarine here. Now, the submarine. I didn't think about how many people it could hold. In the basement, which has a hatch that opens onto the canals of Amsterdam, Joop keeps his latest technological marvel, a submarine. While not the first of its kind, English designs are known to a few, although it will be several years before they're made public. It is by far the most advanced. The basic form of the sub is a wooden frame carefully lined with treated leather. In comparison with the English designs, it is huge and fits about 10 people. Good, it'll fit you all plus your gear. Even a cursory examination will reveal that while the design allows for it to be towed by a larger boat, it has oars for maneuvering. Um, However, it appears to be totally blind as there is no apparent way for anyone inside to see out. Um, However, once you get inside, as you will load in pretty quickly, Yoop will show you quickly the other things about it, which would normally require a search roll if you were like looting Yoop's home and you found this or something, for example, or stealing his submarine. Um, you'll find he'll show you there is a hatch in the floor which allows individuals to slip in and out while the craft is submerged without flooding the compartment. Each rower station has a panel in the floor below which are pedals attached to small flippers that allow the craft to be propelled and maneuvered without oars, at a 5 foot movement rate per peddler. So if there are, say 6 of you pedaling, um, there are 6 of you total, right? Yeah, if all 6 of you were pedaling, you could go about 30 feet per per round. Hidden panels at the pilot station open to reveal crude controls that open valves to allow water to flood several large bladders along the submersible's underside, while nozzles allow bellows to be used to push the water back out, allowing the submarine or the subaquatic craft to submerge or ascend. So actually, not all 6 of you will be able, but it doesn't matter. Maybe 5 of you can row while he pilots. Um, and through the front area of the submarine's frame, um, has been affixed a spyglass, which is the only means to see out of the vehicle. It is not a practical voyaging craft quite yet, but it will work for this purpose. It'll get you out of the harbor to where you can then hopefully board the ship that Gilles de Rais has um, apparently organized for you, is waiting. So Joop Van Ooms quickly explains to you how this all works. Um, and that at that point in time, then everybody's gotten on, but Henry VIII does not get on, and Henry will explain to him that I've decided to stay behind, Master, to look after the closing of all of your Dutch affairs. While you're away, I will hope to join you in London soon, once I can liquidate all of your assets. I was going to say liquefy. That's not what he wants to do. As soon as I can liquidate all of the assets and arrange transfer of all of your funds, I will continue to take care of your affairs here in Amsterdam until such time. So they say their goodbyes. Joop, in an unusual sign of affection towards his favorite, his favorite butt of all jokes, gives Henry VIII a big hug, and he climbs aboard the submarine. And you can, you basically, he kind of orders you all 5 to take an oar station and shows you how the pedals work.
I wonder how that's
What?
going to work with my foot.
What the hell is this? What is this?
Oh, right, yeah, you can't pedal with a fake foot, can you? Hmm. Well, very well then. He will have you go with him. You can help him to pilot. He will show
All
you how it
right.
works. While Klaus, Hobbs, Shakir, and Cole will be pedaling. Sorry, thanks. Forgot about the wooden leg for a moment there.
The
I did
hell is
too.
this?
The hell?
Yeah, Klaus is gonna be like praying while he's pedaling. He's like, "Oh God, I'm in hell."
It's good to meet a gimp. Oh, you know what? I could have spent some of that bless on that stealth roll. I didn't even think of that.
Oh yeah, you could have. Yeah.
I
Well,
didn't
you
even
didn't
think
need
of
to. You
that.
rolled a 1.
I did. That
Yeah.
was lucky. I
That's a
didn't
good
even think
point.
about it.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. None of you guys used your bless points at all.
Nice.
Now let's see here. The ship. The ship that you will be meeting does not have a name. Okay. I will give it a name right now. Mm, all right, here we go. No, none of those names are good. Let's get some better names. Here's what I'll do. It's hard for me to type with this freaking band-aid on my finger. Here we go. Oh, that's obviously alphabetized, isn't it? Okay, we'll go with this. I don't like that name very much. Just looking for a name that works. I should have done this earlier, but I forgot. I had to give the ship a name. Yeah, this sounds good. Okay. So once you row the ship with the oars through the gates which lead into the canal, you then will submerge the ship and start pedaling, so that you can remain, of course, um, underwater by the time you actually pull out into the canal itself, like the visible external area of the canal. It takes a while because of the slow movement speed, but you do make it through the harbor. I suppose I should make some rolls just to see. Wow, this dice really likes you guys today. Yeah, it takes a little while to maneuver through the harbor because visibility is poor through the spyglass. But you do make your way um, out to sea, and there you rendezvous. Well, there's a ship, of course. The question is, how would you rendezvous with it? Okay, here's the thing, right? And you would say, we can't leave this to be found. I don't think it'd be a good idea to leave this to be found by the authorities. Do you have any oil?
Matter of fact, I do.
I see you have a ton of supplies here.
I would hand them the oil and the firebomb and be like, "Here, have fun."
And gunpowder?
Well, that's why I gave him the firebomb, so that way, rig it or whatever. I do have powder though too.
You do have powder? Okay. What about the rest of you? Do you have any gunpowder? He'll say to Hobbs. Gunpowder, oil?
I have none.
Antonio has none. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I have.
have. I
I'll
have
dump the
oil.
gunpowder out of my pistols.
He'll
I
take it.
have. I have probably a powder horn or whatever full of
Oh, he'll
gunpowder.
take it. He'll take all of your gunpowder and oil.
I have oil.
So unless you're going to hide it from him, just erase it off of your inventory. All of your gunpowder and oil is taken to set the ship up to burn out from the inside. He says, what we will do is we will ascend the ship. What's that called? I can't remember what it's called. It's the opposite of
Surface.
submerge. Yeah, you'll surface. We'll surface the ship. We will load everything onto the waiting ship, assuming that they cooperate, as my man has said they would. And then whoever's the last to leave, which I think should probably be me, since it is my creation, I will set it alight then, so that it is destroyed and cannot be used for nefarious purposes by the state.
Very good.
Plus, I'd rather like to keep my design secret for another couple of decades until I can sell it for a fortune.
Far be it from me to tell you what to do with your own ship.
Okay, so when you do surface, you see a waiting merchant vessel. It's a good-sized galleon named the Laura. The Laura. You will see Gilles de Rice in his very large African frame waving to you from the side of the ship, and you'll see a rather flamboyantly dressed captain beside him looking with a spyglass, who you will recognize once you get close enough and get a good enough look at him. It is your friend, Dominic DeLuigi.
How wonderful. Ah, sight for sore eyes.
He had a relationship with one. Oh yeah, he's dead. Sorry. Yeah, he liked one of Jose's characters, wasn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah, we don't talk about this.
Ah. Oh, he does. He does. What was that character's name?
Andres.
Yes, yes. So anyway, they will help you. His
Oh,
men will help with
Yeah,
ropes and everything to pull all
poor
of your
Andres.
belongings up onto the ship. It
that
takes a little
mirror,
bit of time,
the
but
mirror guy.
Uh,
and then you can
my
all climb as well. They'll
my
go like rope ladders, climbing ladders, boarding ladders. Sorry, over.
uh, Shakir will kind of go. Well, I this is where I will want to part with you. I do not wish to go to England.
Are you sure? That is where you said that your quarry is headed.
Yes, but it is where I will pay you to kill him. That's what I said. I said, if we
Hmm.
don't find him while I'm here, I will pay you to go kill him.
But
All
you
right.
really don't
Well,
like the English. But how will you get back, my man? I will not leave my vessel to you.
Uh, how far away from like are we near land or
You're not within eyesight of it. No.
uh
You know which direction it is. They can point you in that direction, but you're probably a couple of miles.
God. I probably shouldn't have even got on the submarine with you guys.
Dom DeLuigi will say, "We can give him one of the boats,
Yes, thank you.
one of the rowboats, basically. Hope maybe somebody will pick you up, find you along the way.
Uh, it will it will all work out.
You better hope so, because I don't imagine you're going to be able to row all the way back to shore, and these crafts aren't made for deep waters like this.
Well, I've been in worse situations.
The moment though, the weather is very nice. It's a late summer, like a perfect day. So doesn't look like there's any storms coming, and the sea is very calm, so you may be okay. And who knows, if you're strong enough, you may be able to row back to shore.
Yeah, my character is pretty strong.
Is he? Good.
Yeah.
Of course, I will add the cost of the boat to my fee, Master Van Ooms. Which Joop says, yes, yes, please, it's fine. Money is not an issue. We just need to get to England as soon as possible and as safely as possible.
Also, and Antonio, as I will trust you. Here is 200 silver for
right.
advance to kill Medina.
We shall see if such a thing occurs.
Do I
And
hear this conversation?
and if I don't see you again,
Yeah,
and
you probably do.
if I don't see you again, then it's just silver at the end of the day.
Indeed.
Also, I think a French companion of mine is still in England somewhere. So I think, if I remember rightly, Tom Lazelle is his name.
Hmm.
He might be able to help you. He does not like Medina either.
Well, if I run into him, I shall be sure to mention your name.
Well, it's been nice meeting you.
I greatly appreciate your assistance today. I don't think it would have gone quite as well had you not been there.
Well, I wish I could have got to use my swords, but oh well. It is what it is.
Indeed.
Yeah, it went a little bit too smoothly, eh? All right, so yeah, they'll give you one of their basically like their lifeboat type things,
Yep.
and lower it down
All right,
and
as
leave
they're
leave
lowering,
leave you with some oars, and that's it. As they're
as
lowering
they're
it, yeah.
as they're lowering it down, I'm gonna look over at Antonio, and I'm gonna say, "This man means to harm my friend."
Well, he'd have to find him first. And
For
Antonio, Medina is quite good at evading those that he does not wish to see him. I would not worry for him. I have.
or I could just take care of the problem now and be done
Mm,
with it.
no.
No,
I'm sure the sea will probably
this
take
man
care
is
of him.
very dangerous.
I'm sure the sea will take care of him. And besides, I honestly really have no plans of following through on his request.
Can I hear what they're saying?
Yeah, nobody's talking quietly.
Okay. I'll tell Hobbs, look, this guy helped us quite a bit today. We're never going to see him again. He doesn't like England. He doesn't like you. He doesn't like me. You think you'd get in that rowboat if he had any chance of ever going to England? No. So let it be. He's not gonna have any power over us when we're over there, or if
All right,
Medina's even there.
all right, I'll look over the side of the boat. Does he see me?
I guess. I
If
guess
if,
it,
if he's looking,
All
yeah.
right, I'll hawk a big loogie at him.
Roll a ranged attack.
17 plus or minus 1, 16.
Yeah, that'll hit him. Hobbs spits over the side of the boat and it lands on your turban, Shakir.
I'll wipe my hands and I'll walk away.
I just swear in Arabic towards him.
No wonder he doesn't like Englishmen.
I think I like how.
Yeah, Hobbs is great.
And Shakir rose up.
All right. That
All
was
right.
awesome.
Well, you guys are bound.
Yeah.
Dom DeLuigi has a hold full of fine linen and clothing, which he's taking from Amsterdam to London. And there he will be picking up the hottest commodity for the mainland Europe these days, guns to bring back for the war effort. So you're on your way. Pardon me. I'm not sure how long it would take to sail to England from Amsterdam at that time period, but I can find out. It'd take probably several days anyway, I reckon, um, or a couple days at least. But yeah, I think
It'll
that's a
take
good place
longer
to
than
leave.
that.
Yeah, it's a good place to leave the session, though. I think. So
Yep.
I agree.
for XP, because you pulled off the heist so smoothly, the dice were definitely in your favor today. They were on your side. Um, it was a good plan too, for the most part. The things that I thought would go wrong didn't in the end. You ended up working around them, so that's good. Because I kind of thought it would be an issue with Hobbs not having the range for levitate from the roof.
I didn't even think of that.
And then I also kind of thought it might be an issue once you cast knock that the guards would come after you. But you rolled that one on that stealth roll, so you managed to evade them.
I was utterly shocked that that happened.
Also, you only had to evade two of them, since six of them ran back to try to resecure the gate once they heard the prisoners were breaking free.
And if they had seen you, Shakir would have helped you
Then
deal with them.
Shakir could have gotten to use his fancy swords,
Yeah.
Yep.
but alas. Anyway, so for such a great jailbreak, very successful, and for closing the story arc of basically mainland Europe, now you're headed for England. I'm going to give everybody 2,500 experience points.
Nice.
Yay.
And we close out 2019 with the end of an era for the Rogues to Riches, as we will pick up again next week uh, in your new homes. Well, maybe not your new homes, but at least in your new homeland of England. All right. I will end the recording there.